my channel, Breaking Bad Goddess. So today I am long overdue for a car rant. So here I go. A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, a match made in heaven, wouldn't you say? Or maybe not, I don't know. But Swami predicts, oh great Swami predicts, that this shit is gonna blow up and be Sherry Shepherd or Mary J. Blige into the great reckoning of all romances. That's what great Swami is predicting. I'm seeing in that future a lot of cheating, a lot of baby mamas coming out of the woodwork, court dates, and the big payout at the end. So I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be shocked. I shouldn't be, I just shouldn't be surprised at the choices Black women make, regardless of their socioeconomic background, regardless of their status in life. We are just so addicted to struggle narratives and struggle romance and struggle relationships. It is just, it's just strugglehood and perpetuity. And Rihanna never really evolved out of whatever issues she has with men from the time she was a child to now. I could just see that, you know, for a while there, I thought maybe perhaps she was really getting on the right path. I know she had at one point dated a Arab billionaire, and I was really keeping my fingers crossed for her. I was hoping that relationship would pull through, because at least superficially it looked like an equally yoked match, you know. She's a billionaire, he's a billionaire. You know, she sort of was getting away from the Chris Brown relationships and dysfunctional relationships. At least that's what it looked like for a minute or two. And then when I see her with this guy, and now pregnant by his, I'm just like, oh my girl, what are you doing? You know, I like Rihanna, I really do. But some of her choices, I just can't, I don't know. I just feel like, really? This is the best I mean, in your status, with your looks, your money, she's a mogul. She doesn't have to produce another record, ever, because she is so top of her game. But when it comes to men, I just don't get it. And ladies, you know, have a healthy detachment from all the glitz and glamour, you know, with these women, and particularly Black women, and particularly women that really don't have a problem with colorism, because this guy that she's with is the biggest colorist out there. He's made a lot of nasty comments about dark-skinned Black women. Of course, he's with his preference, and that's fine. But don't think that his preference isn't going to get her ass kicked at the end of the day, you know? That only goes but so far. So I have a healthy detachment from that. I look at all of this from a position of just speculation, being a spectator, and just musing over the repeated behavior, regardless of where we've arrived in life, regardless of our socioeconomic background. We still make horrible decisions. And a lot of it is rooted in an unhealed heart, an unhealed aspect of our lives in which we're just in a loop and we're just circling back, picking the wrong type of men in our lives. And I see that with Rihanna, I really do. I don't know. I don't think he's much to talk about. I don't see him being, I don't see it lasting. Now, you know, no one can really tell what the future is going to hold, but she has made really horrible decisions when it comes to men in her life. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you're not dealing with whatever issues you have, any unhealed issues, I don't care how far you make it in life. I don't care how successful you become. Those situations are going to circle back. Picking the wrong person is, it's a different face, but it's the same energy, the same scenario, the same struggle of, the same power issues. You're just bound to repeat it. Even though you may evolve into a higher level in life, that same energy will keep haunting you, will keep following you because you haven't dealt with it. And I don't think she's really dealt with her issues. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep repeating the same loop, going through the same loop. So, I mean, it is what it is. I was on YouTube on another channel, Lexus Exodus, which I follow. She has some really great breakdowns on a lot of these struggle narratives, these strugglehood maidens picking over and over again the same, type of men. And here's the thing, I think a lot of it is, I don't know if black women just have an aversion in general to hypergamous lifestyles or hypergamous relationships in general. And she brought this up in her video, and I thought it was very interesting that black men have absolutely no issue with hypergamous relationships. They will, and in this situation, it is hypergamous for ASAP to be with her because he's maybe $10 million in worth, where she's a billionaire. So it's not an equal relationship, and he's certainly practicing hypergamy, whereas she's not. And you know how that's worked out for black women. I mean, look at Mary J. Blige. Look at Sherry Shepherd. A lot of black women out there marrying below their station, not just below in terms of finances, but even in intellect and social and economic arena. I don't know, the black community just loves to see black women always picking in terms of non-hypergamous, what's best for me. It's always help a brother out, but we don't see that same narrative played out with black men. They're not doing that. They're not doing any hard target searches for struggle black women. They're not picking them out. They're doing what we should be doing, and we're not picking men that are going to offer a hypergamous lifestyle. We're routinely picking the bottom of the barrel. I mean, really. I mean, look how it's played out. I think the only woman in the rap genre that's played it very smartly is Eve. She's married to a billionaire and still married, from what I understand so far, and it's been quite a minute now that they've been together, but you never hear any drama on her end. And of course the black community low-key hates it because he's white, and he's offering her a lifestyle that most black men cannot offer. And it just goes completely to the antithesis of what black women are groomed to do. And so she gets a lot of hate. And I wonder sometimes if Rihanna was feeling pressure when she was with that Arab guy. I wonder if she was getting a lot of low-key hate because she was with this billionaire and he wasn't black, and how the black community really frowns upon black women in general dating hypergamously, and especially when they're picking non-black men. That there's always that, of course, that double standard, and I've talked about that ad nauseum in my other videos. I really don't want to rehash it again, but it bears to mention because of the situation I'm talking about, that there seems to be always that double standard when it comes to black women, and we're always being put in a situation where we're labeled gold diggers and whatever. But at the end of the day, black men are doing it. They're marrying up and they feel no way about it. They'll do it over and over again and dare anybody to say anything against it. While when black women do it, it's like, oh, she's a gold digger. Oh, she's this, that, and the other. And I don't know. I wonder if that was the scenario with Rihanna. She was feeling some pressure. Maybe that's why that relationship with the Arab billionaire kind of fizzled out, because of the pressure she was feeling. I don't know. We don't really know. But it's just speculating. Based on the fact that, neither one of them really made any kind of statement one way or the other on why that relationship fizzled. But here she is, being with Another one, I don't think he's any better than Chris Brown. I think he's had a history of hitting a woman. He's had a history of saying colorist things about dark-skinned black women. And, and that was another thing I wanted to bring up, why dark-skinned black women feel so invested in this. Please don't, because it certainly doesn't bother her that he has colorist views. So if the thing blows up in her face, really, we should be just looking and spectating and expecting it to happen, and not feeling any kind of investment in what's going on in her life, because clearly she doesn't really care about his perspective on life in terms of black women in general, and particularly dark-skinned black women. He's with his preference, so let the preferences take the hits, because at this point, anyone who wants to engage in that type of person and that mentality don't really care about black women as a whole. I don't think she does, based on who she's with and her history, because Chris Brown was just as bad, is just as bad, and this guy is not much better. So I don't know. It's just some musings and thoughts. I'd be interested to find out what you guys think about the whole situation. I'm not surprised. It is what it is. I just figure, for the rest of us who have eyes to see and ears to hear, to continue to head for the exits. It's been my mantra all along. Head for the exits. Keep walking out the door. There's nothing here for black women. And proof is in the pudding. It's proof in how you see a lot of these black women. And these are black women who have access to men that most black women wouldn't have access to. And they're still picking poorly. I mean, that's just some deep-rooted, I don't know, a curse, a hex. I don't know what it is. But it's so deeply entrenched in us. It's a miracle at this point when you do see black women practicing hypergamy. It's a miracle, because for the vast majority of us, we don't. We're not encouraged to do that. Black people are practically applauding this relationship. I mean, and you guys know where this is going. It is going down the way of all the other black women that have picked poorly. And it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it, but I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on what you think this relationship, what it means, and I'm not surprised. I really am not. Anyways, that's all I have for my little car rant today. Please subscribe, please like, share this channel, and I will catch you on the next episode of whatever I decide to do in my next video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.